Sustainability Walkabout. Walkabout. One of the reasons we're using that word is it's loosely known as walking in the bush without an itinerary. And we're basically going to meander through the park and learn about sustainability from our content experts.
We're hooked up to Shore Grid, which is basically it's a program when we have our high energy days, our peak energy days, that slows down a lot of our stuff and turns off lights in the buildings. It actually slows down some of the air conditioning. It increases some of the temperatures in some areas in the building. And so basically we kind of go in like a minimal energy usage for those peak hours to try and save some money.
Lighting is so significant because you're trying to show something off in literally its best light. But you want to do that in an energy efficient manner. Overall, in California, 40% of the total energy use goes to lighting.
The versatility of these LEDs are beyond imagination. Before these LEDs, we had halogens, and halogens, if you know anything about halogens, they're very hot, and they operate at like 60 to 80 watts. And they're very bright, which is great, but not always the best thing for museums, especially when you're considering that some of the artifacts are hundreds and hundreds of years old.
We've done a lot of projects on our lighting outside. You can see that all the lights that go around the tops of the buildings and right behind you, they've all been switched to LED. All the plaza lighting that for our pub, the pavilion, our lower garden area, the uplights that come out of the ground, everything is LED now.
Projects we've done a lot of lighting projects throughout the building, and we got rid of all of our incandescent lights. We don't have any anymore. Now we are installing these little single LED lamps with mineral oil in them. And the mineral oil cools them. So there's a big reduction in heat in the building as well as energy.
One of the elements of sustainability, the third part of the triple bottom line is social equity and people. You go through here, the whole emphasis here is to show local artists. Not locally here, but local around the world. But the whole thing is promoting different cultures.
The majesty and the wonder of this park is that it has so many layers of history, landscape architecture, now plant building design. Some of the great San Diego architects have worked here. We have over 1,000 different species of trees growing in this park now. Over the last 6 or 7 years, we've been planting a lot more native plants and a lot of xeritic plants, a lot of things that require way less water. So that is a huge thing that our entire Park and Recreation Department is doing system-wide, not just here in the park. And that ultimately over the years, because we have about 20 varieties of trees in this park that could theoretically last for 2,000 years. We have some of the oldest types of trees. So we're making some decisions now, if they're a little more water-wise, that ultimately can save a lot of things, sequester a lot of carbon, do a lot of things over time.
Let me finish with a quote by Winston Churchill. We shape our buildings, thereafter they shape us. We shape our buildings, thereafter they shape us. To me, that makes so much sense. We spend most of our waking moments in buildings, and it totally affects the way we live and work.